This episode made me happy, guys. Can you tell? Welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna be reviewing episode 5 of The God of High School. And this was a beautiful episode. This was a very fun episode to watch. Every second just made me either go oh shit, oh yeah. It's different emotions, but mostly it was a beautiful episode and I loved it. Let's get into it. So in the first scene, we see a flashback from 2 years ago. Han and Sung-tae are fighting for absolutely no reason, which is much like the relationship between Naruto and Sasuke, which is very fun to think about, actually. The next scene, we see that Han is completely disgusted by what he did to Mira. He's very sad, he's thinking over and over, and he's just in the bathroom. He's vomiting, and he is just really sad, and he looks so down about what he has to do just to help his friend out. Feel you, bro. So after that, we see that Mori has to fight beyond Jaehee, and to be honest, from the last episode, I knew that this guy was gonna be a side piece, like not really an important person. Like he's strong, obviously, because he got to this point, but we all know that Mori has to fight Han, so like I don't know why we had to see this. It was very embarrassing for him. Mori easily sweeps the floor with him without hassle. He didn't even need to use his taekwondo. It's very embarrassing. Sorry. I hadn't realized that before, but these fights were just part of the preliminaries for the main National God of High School tournament. I just realized that. So the winner from here is gonna have to fight a bunch of other people in the nationals. Okay. So in the next scene, we see Mira in the hospital with Mori. She's getting treatment, and we realize that for every contestant, injuries sustained even outside the tournaments can be treated there. And okay, all right, their nanotechnology or nano machines can fix anything, apparently, including broken necks, which we saw from episode 2. So yeah. So thankfully, Mira doesn't hold a grudge against Daewi. She understands that something made him like that. Something made him beat her up like that. Her and Mori just don't know what it is yet. So next up, we see Han, Daewi, and a girl with Sung-tae in the hospital. He's asleep or unconscious, I don't know. I believe the girl there is the sister he spoke about episodes before, and apparently he had woken up earlier, so we know that he's okay. Still in critical condition, obviously, but he's okay. We see Han more determined than ever to go beat Mori's ass and win this thing for his friend, because... And finally, guys, the moment we have all been waiting for, finally, the fight between Mori and Han. They walk in the stage. The fighting starts, and we see what I can say is the best... the best fighting scenes I have ever seen in any anime, except Levi's fight against his uncle in Attack on Titan. Nothing beats that one for me. Moving on. The best fighting scene ever. At some point, we can see the fight through Daewi's eyes, and then we can see it at some point through Mori's eyes, and it just looks like a first-person player game, a video game, and it's amazing. I really enjoyed watching that. It was really fun. Then moving on, Mori uses his renewal taekwondo triple kick on Han and sends him flying across the ring, and then Mori goes over and offers him his hand to raise him up. And then Han takes his hand and he's like, sorry, but I've never once thought of you as a friend. Yikes. That one has got to hurt, but we saw that coming, so. He takes the opportunity, pushes him up in the air, and starts using his fighting stances, which I was told have Chinese origin. I'm not sure about that. He starts using his form of the 4 Guardians stances. The first one is the Black Tortoise. Then we can see Mira. She's leaving the hospital. She's alright. She's going home with her uncle and her niece. And she notices that there is someone else in the hospital getting treatment with the nano machines. I still don't know how those things work. I don't know if are they all connected and they can see when others are getting treated. I don't understand how it works, but anyway, she noticed that someone else was getting treated with the nanotech or nano machines. And then she goes to look for it, and then she gets to the room and she sees Song Tae's sister crying, yelling, asking him to wake up. And then she looks around the room and she sees this picture with Song Tae and Daewi, and she just realizes that this is the reason that Daewi was acting the way he was. Apparently, Song Tae is being treated in that same hospital with the nanotech. And at that point, I was wondering if they let other people get treated with their technology. And then I just realized maybe that's why he had to go all out, because he made a deal or something. I don't know. We go back to the tournament, and Han is continuing his dances. There are 4 of them. The first one is the tortoise. The second one is the bird, and then the tiger, and then the dragon. And he's going all out. He's going at it. He's determined to take Mori down. And then we see this scene where he's talking to Park Mujin. We see the deal that they made. He told him what his wish was gonna be if he won the nationals, which was to treat his friend with their nanotech machines. But he says that it will be too late by then. So the condition for his friend getting treated with the nano machines was that he would win overwhelmingly in the preliminaries, which is what he was trying to do, which is why he was going all out on his friends. So he uses his 4 stances. He beats Mori to a pulp. At the last dance, he does the whole dragon thing, and Mori tries to block it, but zilch, he gets hit. There's blood coming out of his mouth. He's thrown across the ring, and he's just there. He's down, and now the announcer starts counting. He has to be up in, I think, 20 seconds. So they start counting, and he gets up immediately at the last second. But while they were counting, Park Mujin comes up behind Han and tells him that his friend has died. Oh my god. As sad as that is, I don't really feel it, because I'm just coming from the excitement of the fight, and you can't just push me into sadness. So although it's sad, I didn't really feel the impact of his death. But then we go deeper into Han's backstory, like we did with Mira in the last episode, and we see flashbacks from when he was in school. He was the baddest guy in school, and he could beat up anyone apparently. And there was a point where he has to fight a bunch of guys alone to save his friends, and they're all around him, surrounding him, and obviously he can't beat all of them, as at that point he couldn't beat all of them at once. But then Song Tae comes up and helps him and talks about how he's willing to throw himself under the bus to save his friend. That is some diehard loyalty. And yeah, so Song Tae helps him, and together they whoop their asses. So they're just lying there, and Daewi mentions that the people he busted his ass to fight for weren't even his friends, that he's just using them like they're using him, and they're just gonna leave when they're done using him for whatever they're using him for, which is smart, because in life, the more people you let in, the more people can just walk out. But we learn a really beautiful life lesson from Song Tae at that point. He tells Daewi to have faith in his friends. He should trust them, that they will trust him the more that he trusted them. So we go back to the tournament, and we see Daewi has practically given up. Mori's up, and he charges at him, and he's beating him, he's hitting him, and Daewi isn't really putting much effort to dodge the hits. He's kind of given up at that point, because everything that he's fighting for, which is Song Tae, is gone. So there isn't any need for him to win or fight anymore. And at the point where he's about to get what looks like a really heavy kick to the head, Mira pulls up with a megaphone, and she starts shouting at him that he was 200 times stronger when he was fighting her. He should pull himself together. And she comes up to him and gives him a letter from his friend, which I had to go back to see was left on the table beside Song Tae's bed. His friend left him a letter, and he read it, and he started smiling again. And before then, we see the announcer behind just yelling, and then Mori with his cute, childish self shouting back at the announcer, which is just the cutest thing ever. Mori's cute. He's really cute. Anyway, Mira tells Han not to tell Mori or he'll just stop fighting. Anyway, they do that, and then Han goes back to fighting, and he's smiling. Finally, Han is back. I told you guys, Han is back. The Han that we know, the loving, the fun Han. He's back. We see him when he smiles at Mori, and Mori comes up and he's like, finally, it was worth the wait. You are back. Let's get it. So they start fighting, and oh my god, it is mind-blowing at that point. It gets so intense that the producers had to go into ink fighting. As much as I would love to see everything that is going on in the fight, from watching anime, I've come to know that when they move to ink, you know that this shit is intense as fuck. They are beating each other to a pulp, and they are still smiling at each other. Take notes, guys. This is what true friendship looks like. If only I can find a friend like that in real life. So at a point, Mori uses his triple kick, and then Han uses his third stage of the tortoise. And they both block each other. Like, the 3 kicks got blocked by Han's third stage tortoise. And it's like, Han can block that kick. Okay, that was very amazing to see. I really loved watching that. We see that they are evenly matched at this point, up until when Han uses a reverse fort stance, that is the dragon, on Mori, and sends him flying out of the stage. And at that point, Mori is like, oh, he's really the best. And then he does what he calls the Jin Mori original, which is a blue dragon kick, which looked, for me, too similar to Han's foot stance dragon. And at that point, I'm thinking, where did he copy that? Is he the Kakashi of the God of High School? Or did they just have similar fighting styles? I don't know. They just looked too similar just to not notice. Anyway, he did that, and it came down. It was like 5 times more than Han's dragon. It just ate out part of the stage and sent Han to the ground, and the match was over. Mori won. Mori is the winner of the preliminaries, and he is going to the nationals. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And at that point, Mori walks up to him, and he offers him his hand again to get him up, and then tells him while you're showing a flashback that they are now friends. And they stand up, and that is just a really amazing, goosebumps, guys, goosebumps. That's a really amazing scene for everyone. Like, I was cheering, the audience at the tournament, they were cheering, and it was truly beautiful. I loved seeing that scene so very much. So at that point, we get a glimpse of 2 new characters who I think Mori will have to fight in the nationals. One comes up and says, oh, this is what Seoul has to offer. Boring. Okay. You're gonna get your ass whooped, but okay. Obviously, he's strong. We'll get to meet him later. And then we see some other guy who has black hair, black short hair. We'll probably get to see them later on. We don't know who they are now. Oh yeah, before that, I forgot to mention that at some point they show Park Mujin finally confirms that Jin Mori is the tiger cub that he had been trying to find out. And apparently, Daewi is also a tiger cub. Okay. They need to throw more light on that, because we don't know what the hell is going on. We don't know. Maybe that was the thing that he was trying to get out of him with the fruits. We don't know yet. Anyways, the episode ends there. This was a beautiful episode. I loved it so very much. And considering the episode that we just came from, the sad-ass one, this one was a 10 out of 10 for me. I loved it so very much. They took us from the character development sad anime back into the combat anime, good old-fashioned combat anime with a little bit of oh and oh shit. I loved it so very much. I think it is important to just keep mentioning how incredible these fight scenes are. They're top of the chain, off the charts, and I don't know how to describe how excited I am. I have watched that scene 1,000,001 times this past hour, and it is absolutely amazing. I get goosebumps each time. It looks like a video game, and I'm a gamer, so I really loved seeing that. The fight scenes were amazing. So at the end of this anime, we still don't know what those fruits did to Mori. We still haven't met Jin Taejin. We don't know if Mori is the Kakashi of the God of High School. There's still some things we need to find out, but a new story has opened up. We've moved from the preliminaries to the nationals. A whole new thing is about to start, and I'm really curious to know how they're going to bring in Han and Mira to fight, since the preliminaries are done and they won't need to fight anymore. So I don't know how they're going to bring them in. Anyway, the end credit scenes. I didn't mention it in the last episode because I didn't notice it, considering they didn't do it for 3 episodes straight. Anyways, the end credit scene, it shows Han walk up to this show glass with Songtae's picture, and this voice comes up, and Songtae is basically telling Han that he knows that he's the only friend that he has. That's his biggest fear, I think. And then Han closes the glass, and you see this picture with Han and Mori and Mira, the friendship, and then he sees I'm not alone, ha ha ha, like, joke's on you, I got friends. It is the cutest thing. It is the cutest thing ever. Oh my god, this episode was so emotional, so packed. Every second was amazing, and I loved it so much. This episode so far, just 5 episodes, there's so much story. This is a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the end of the review. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, I've been looking for a new anime to get into, so if you have any suggestions, let me know. I will start it with you guys, and that's it. Bye. Like and subscribe.